I trusted him like a brother, but he was slowly holding me back without me even noticing. I shared my time, my dreams, my future with him. I never imagined that the person closest to me was slowly pulling me backward. From the moment I entered university, I was full of excitement. I wanted to meet new people and build real friendships because I'm naturally a social person. I met many people, but like anyone else, I grew closer to one friend more than the others. He became the closest person to me. We spent almost all our time together, going out, talking late into the night, sharing everything. To me, he was like a brother, and I truly cared about him. When university exams began, we started studying together, hoping to achieve the best results. When the grades were released, I often scored slightly higher than him. It never mattered to me. I always tried to encourage him and make him feel better. But slowly, something changed. He stopped wanting to go out as much. Whenever I asked what he was doing, he said he was just playing games. If I suggested coming over, he always had an excuse. Most of the time, I believed him. As exams approached, his behavior shifted again. He suddenly insisted on going out, and when I said I needed to study, he would calmly tell me there was still plenty of time. And I believed him. One day before an exam, I firmly refused to go out, and I was surprised to find him standing at my door, bringing games with him. I tried to suggest studying together, but he refused. Feeling awkward, I gave in. He stayed very late, long past the time I usually went to sleep. When he finally left, I was exhausted, with no energy left to study. When the exams ended, the results were devastating. I had failed most of my courses. I was deeply disappointed. When I told him my results, I sensed something strange. He tried to hide it, but it felt like he wasn't as upset as I expected. Then I asked about his grades. He had achieved extremely high results. I was shocked. "How is that possible?" I asked. He told me it was just luck. I didn't fully believe him. But I stayed silent. He was my closest friend, after all. Months passed, and the pattern continued. By the end of the semester, I had failed again, and he had succeeded. Doubt started growing inside me. At the beginning of the second semester, I decided things had to change. I told him I was going to focus seriously on my studies. I noticed his tension immediately. He repeated the same behaviors as before, but this time with more pressure. One day, I finally asked him directly, "How do you spend all this time with me and still get such high grades?" He smiled and said he could memorize things quickly. I was suspicious, but I had no proof. After my first exam, I tried calling him for notes. He didn't answer, so I went to his house. His mother opened the door and welcomed me inside. She told me he was studying. I was stunned. She smiled proudly and said, "My son studies early and finishes long before exam time. When exams come, he only needs revision." In that moment, everything became clear. I stayed calm, even though I was burning inside. From that day on, I changed. I studied relentlessly. Early mornings, long nights, total focus. When exams began, he was confident I would fail. I pretended to be anxious, and that seemed to reassure him. When the results were released, he was the one in shock. I ranked first in all my courses. Perfect grades. When I confronted him, he finally told me the truth. I don't like anyone being better than me, even in small things. That was the end of our friendship, because I learned something important. Not everyone who smiles with you wants to see you succeed.